The link mechanic changed a number of things in the game, from how the game works to how decks are built and how they operate in and of themselves. Some decks, however, just kind of just died to the mechanic for the most part. I'm going to be showcasing you a deck that, with the introduction of the new Link monster Phantom Core for Gem Knights, will now make the deck semi-relevant again. Whether or not it becomes competitive is really up to the opinion of the player. So to start off, 2 copies of Rescue Rabbit. Unfortunately, the deck kind of just dies to Ash Blossom and Ghost Ogre and really every other hand trap in the game for the most part, mainly because this is in an OTK-based deck. You want to do all of your burn damage through Lady Lapis Lazuli, while at the same time OTKing for the rest of the damage. Double Rabbit to get your normals, just for your Link plays, really. That's the only reason you really play it now. 3 Armadillo, 2 problems. It's not a Gem Knight, so you can't use for most of your fusions, and also it only searches Gem Knight monsters, not card, so you can't search Gem Knight fusion, which is kind of a bummer. We then play 3 copies of Gem Knight Lapis, because it's, 1, it's a rabbit target, 2, its fusion is probably the best part of the entire thing, is the Lady Lapis burn. After that, we're playing 2 Garnet, another target, and its fusions are halfway decent, plus the 1900 beater. 2 Amber to recruit your banished stuff back to your hand when you resummon it. 1 Eolite to get your graveyard stuff back to your hand. You can banish that Armadillo that's in the graveyard to add Obsidian back if you choose to do so. 3 Obsidian and 3 Lazuli, just because of the fact that they generate so much advantage in the long run. Obsidian getting you monsters to the field, Lazuli recruiting normals back to your hand to use for more summons. 2 copies of Crystal Rose is the last monster. Once per turn, it's a Foolish Burial slash Prisma for Gem Knights or Melodious, but Melodious kind of just can't use this. Crystal Rose works with Gem Knights really well because you can send a Lazuli to the graveyard to get a normal, while at the same time, if you have a fusion in the graveyard, you can banish it to bring this back, which is cool because you can use this effect again because it resets. Only to banish a fusion to special it is once per turn. 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion, because it's the best spell in the game. 3 Gem Knight Fusion, and because this is semi-old, it's a polymerization for Gem Knights, but it has the added effect of when there's a Gem Knight in the graveyard, you can banish it to add this back to your hand, which allows you to effectively recruit cards for no cost really whatsoever. And it's mainly because you can use Twin Twister, Phoenix Wing, Wind Blast for free, basically, or +1s. 3 Absorb Fusion, because you need to add the Gem Knight Fusion by any means necessary, and this is the best way to get it now, unless you're playing the Predaplants, which this build does not play. For the last major 3 of spell, and it's Twin Twister, because Gem Knight Fusion, it makes it so you only have to pay 1 card to destroy 2. 2 Dark Factory of Mass Production. In the event you use Brilliant Fusion to send 2 monsters, but not a Lazuli, you can use this to do it, which is fine, because sometimes you have to do so. You know, you can play other cards, but you probably, like, the Pot of Desires, but I'm not a big fan of the card at the moment. I've seen too many problems with it conflicting with certain cards. So, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Foolish, board wipe, instant access to Crystal Rose if you don't already have it. Sometimes you want to use this to get Crystal Rose over anything else. And then the last 3 cards are 3 copies of Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, because who doesn't want to top deck a monster or get rid of a extra deck monster? It's basically a compulsion for this deck. So, for fusions, or at least the extra deck themselves, it's for the most part pretty standard. You can play 1, I play 2. You're generally going to summon 1 off the Brilliant Fusion, and then you're going to hard summon the other one during a following turn, which can happen. They can stop you. Sometimes you have to kind of have the second one to go into, but it's so good you kind of don't have a choice. 2 Master Diamond for the Lady Lapis Lazuli play. It gets big. you know. Speaking of Lethal Lapis Lazuli, we play 3 of it. You kind of have to because of the burn. Even if your opponent has, like, versus ABC, they have 3 monsters because they're going to tag out because they don't want to get kaiju'd. Because they don't know you're playing kaijus or not. So they're going to have 1500 burn right there, and you can do it a couple of times. Double Zirconia, just because it's a rock, it's something that uses 2 material, 1 Seraphinite, 1 Prismara for getting rid of face-up cards, 1 Citrine because it's an Armades, 1 Ruby because it can get big and it can run over stuff. That is kind of annoying. And these are supposed to be Mrs. Radiance and a Proxy Dragon. I don't have them. That is perfectly fine because the whole point of the deck is, for the most part, to get into this, and I should have them at some point. MVP card is probably Master Diamond and this, mainly because you burn first, and then you send it to summon this, and then you banish this to send another copy and make more Master Diamonds over and over and over, and that's the whole point of the deck. So, I hope you all enjoy the deck. Let me know what you think, and if there's any changes that you think are viable, please note I've probably heard them before, but it's not hard to see them again, and sometimes there's viabilities to playing cards like Painful Decision and stuff like that. So, thank you for watching, and hope you have a nice day.